Synopsis of the Books of the Bible. Deuteronomy. By J.N. Darby. All Scripture is given by inspiration of God, and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness, that the man of God may be perfect, truly furnished unto all good works. 2 Timothy 3 verses 16 and 17. Synopsis of the Books of the Bible. By John Nelson Darby. Deuteronomy chapters 1 to 4. Moses recalls the patience and goodness of God in the wilderness journey. Let us examine a little more closely these chapters, which show the pains the Spirit took, to set before the eyes of the people all the motives which could induce them to walk faithfully in the career which now lay before them. He begins with the narrative of what had occurred since the sojourn of the children of Israel at Sinai, and Moses reminds them of the commandment to leave that place and to go to the mount of the Amorites, to go up and possess the land. They get there, and, discouraged by the spies, they will not go up. Then, trying to do so without God, they are smitten before their enemies. Passing by the borders of Esau and Moab, God gives them the land of Sihon and of Og. Note: it is interesting to put together the second and third verses. For an 11 days journey, Israel took 40 years. Alas! How often is it thus with us, owing to our unfaithfulness? End of note. We learn too here that, though sanctioned by God, the sending the spies was the effect of unbelief among the people, an instructive lesson. God may allow, and so far sanction a course, wise humanly, in his ways, his government, which yet bears the fruit of the unbelief which is at the root of it. In a word, Moses recalls to them, in general, what had taken place in the journey which led to their entrance into the land of which they are to take possession, the patience and the goodness of God, the majesty of God and his word, and the privilege enjoyed at Horeb. In reminding them of Horeb, he insists on the privilege they had enjoyed in nearness to God, who himself had spoken to them out of the midst of the fire when they saw no similitude, on the authority of the word, its majesty, excluding thus all thought of idolatry. He shows them that all that was of full age had perished, as a consequence of their unbelief, that he himself could not enter into that good land, that God is a jealous God, a consuming fire, and that, if they made any graven image, they would utterly perish from off the land they were about to enter and would be scattered amongst the nations and, left to serve the gods they had loved, that, nevertheless, they should find God if they sought him with all their heart, for he is a merciful God, who would not forsake them, that if Sinai had been the brightness of his majesty, it was also true that such a God of majesty had never vouchsafed to come so near to a people, elect and chosen for their fathers' sakes. Such is the basis of the government of this people. 3 cities of refuge on this side Jordan. Moses sets apart 3 cities of refuge, as a token of possession, on the part of God, of what was on this side Jordan. These 4 chapters are introductory,